Your ship docks in Rotterdam 3 kilometers from anything worth seeing. Most cruisers walk it, mistake number 1. The rest lose half their day routing wrong between Markthal and the cube houses. We made all of these mistakes so you don't have to. By the end of this, you'll know exactly what to do, what to skip, and how to get back with time to spare, starting right at the terminal. Welcome to Travel Day Trip Ideas. We're about to break down what to do, what to skip, and whether to DIY or take a tour. If that helps, hit subscribe. It really helps us grow. Let's jump in. Stepping off the metro, Rotterdam's Markthal rises in front of us, arched, glassy, and impossible to ignore. Inside, the ceiling soars above, 30 meters high, covered in a mural that floods the space with color. Strawberries, tulips, and fish swirl overhead, painted so vividly they seem to hover in the air. The first thing that hits is the smell. Fresh bread, sizzling sausage, sweet waffles, coffee brewing somewhere close. A Stroop waffle stand sits just inside the entrance, caramel scent thick enough to taste. We bought one, still warm, soft in the middle. It vanished in 3 bites, syrup sticking to our fingers. Even if you arrive full, hunger sneaks up on you here. We drifted between stalls, pulled along by the noise and color. Dutch cheese stacked in golden wheels, Turkish baklava dusted with pistachio, Spanish ham sliced paper-thin, Vietnamese spring rolls lined up in neat rows. At one counter, 10 kinds of olives. At another, a woman hands out cubes of Gouda and spicy peanuts. The air buzzes with voices, kids laughing, orders shouted in Dutch, English, Turkish. Knives chop, espresso machines hiss and clatter, blending into a rhythm that fills the hall. Benches under the mural invite you to stop. We sat, letting the ceiling pull our eyes upward again. Every glance reveals something new. A cherry the size of a beach ball, a butterfly wing, a fishtail curling around a window. The Markthal is not just a market, it is Rotterdam's answer to what comes after destruction. The mural is a statement. This city rebuilt itself and chose to fill the blank space with something bold. We caught ourselves grinning, caught up in the noise and color. For the first time, Rotterdam felt real, less a place on a map, more a place you stand inside. If you are here, take your time. Wander, taste, look up. When you leave, the cube houses wait across the square, but for a moment, it is the mural and the syrup on your fingers that linger. That is how Rotterdam draws you in, through color, scent, and the feeling of being part of the crowd. Leaving the Markthal behind, the cube houses come into view almost immediately. They look impossible. Yellow cubes tipped at sharp angles, balanced on concrete trunks, as if gravity's rules have been rewritten for this corner of Rotterdam. The ground feels steady, but the buildings refuse to play along. Walking beneath them, the world tilts. Windows slant overhead, walls jut out at odd angles, and sunlight ricochets off every surface. People slow down, craning their necks. Phones raise, trying to capture the strange geometry. It is hard not to smile. The city seems to be winking, daring you to let go of straight lines and right angles. We stopped at the edge of the walkway, staring up, trying to picture life inside a house that looks like it is about to topple. The paint is a bright, almost cartoonish yellow, and the sharp corners catch the light in a way that makes the whole place feel like a playground. The sidewalk dips and rises, and it is easy to feel a little off balance, as if your own sense of up and down is being tested. One of us tried to snap a photo, but the result looked like we were all about to slide out of the frame. Curiosity wins. There is a show cube here, open to anyone willing to pay a few euros. 3 euros for kids, 5 euros for adults. The ticket desk is tucked right into the base of a cube, barely big enough for 2 people. Inside, a narrow staircase leads up into the heart of the house. The floor tilts beneath your feet, and the walls seem to lean away as you move. Every step feels a little uncertain, like walking on a ship that has just started to list. The rooms are surprisingly bright, with windows set at every angle letting in slices of sunlight. The kitchen fits into a triangle. The living room window points straight down to the street. Sitting by the glass, we tried to imagine daily life here, pouring coffee, always a little off-center. The whole place plays tricks on your balance, but it is impossible not to enjoy it. After 15 minutes, we stepped back outside, still feeling slightly tilted. Rotterdam's cube houses are pure architectural play, a city daring you to see the world sideways. We crossed the plaza, drawn toward the river and the promise of open space. Wind pressed against us as we crossed the Erasmus Bridge, steel cables overhead vibrating with each passing car. We paused halfway, leaning into the chill. Rotterdam's skyline spread wide, glass towers, cranes circling the docks, the moss glinting below. The air tasted sharp, the city's energy humming through the metal beneath our hands. Someone tried counting bridges, lost track, and laughed. Walking the bridge is free, and in less than 10 minutes you can cross, but we lingered, drawn by the contrast, modern blue glass to the left, old brick and tugboats to the right. No ticket, just time and a steady grip as the wind threatened to snatch our phones. Then came the decision, follow the river or head for the Euromast, that tower on the horizon. The elevator up costs about 10 to 15 euros, promising Rotterdam in miniature, but queues at lunch can steal half an hour or more. We nearly made that mistake. Hunger finally stirred, but for a moment, the bridge held us. Rotterdam stretching out in every direction. Fenix Food Factory sits by the river in a converted warehouse, sunlight pouring through tall windows. Inside, the air is thick with the smell of fresh bread and frying oil. We order a plate of bitterballen, a wedge of local cheese, and 2 glasses of Dutch craft beer. Lunch comes to about 15 euros each. Around us, people speak Dutch, English, and French, sharing tables and stories, mustard-staining napkins. The moss wind slips in as someone opens the door, cold and sharp, reminding us where we are. Rotterdam's skyline looms outside, glass and steel with little trace of the past. Eating here, you feel that sense of starting over. On May 14, 1940, bombs destroyed 80% of the city center. Only fragments survived. Everything else rose from the rubble, built new. The warehouse, once a shipping depot, is now a place for gathering and looking ahead. We clink our glasses, thinking of what once was and what's still possible in a city that rebuilt itself from almost nothing. Here is the moment we had to face the money question. Rotterdam can be a budget day or a premium one, and the difference is not small. A guided tour runs about 40 to 60 euros per person. That covers a local guide, fast track at the Euromast if you want it, and usually a hop-on water bus ticket. The comfort is real, no worrying about the next tram, no second-guessing your route, and someone else keeps the time. If you are nervous about missing the ship or just want someone to fill in the story behind all the strange buildings, the extra euros buy peace of mind. But honestly, we managed just fine on our own. The Metro Plus walking cost us less than 10 euros each, even after grabbing tickets for the Cube House and a snack at Markthal. Rotterdam is made for do-it-yourself, as long as you are comfortable reading signs and keeping an eye on the clock. The only real risk is getting distracted and losing track of time. That is mistake number 3, missing the safe return buffer. We saw one couple sprinting for the metro, faces red, bags flapping, and it was a wake-up call. If you are the type to wander and lose track, a tour might be worth every cent. If you are organized and like to move at your own pace, save your cash for extra bitterballen or a second stroopwafel. Either way, know your limits and budget for a little margin at the end. Rotterdam rewards both the planners and the drifters, but it does not wait for anyone running late. We started with just a port map and a lot of questions. By the end, we'd seen Rotterdam's sharp edges, tasted things we didn't expect, and figured out how to make every hour count. Every ship day is a choice. And honestly, you only get one shot to do it right. Let me know what you'd pick below. Thanks for watching. If you want a little help making the day smoother, we've linked our recommended local tours in the description below. And the next cruise port guide is on screen. Click that and let's plan your next stop.